Hi guys, good morning from Madrid. My name is JJ. I will be hosting the ITA takeover today. I've been living in Madrid for about 8 months now. I got here in January, so I will be taking you with me on my day to show you a day in the life of a TEFL teacher. But with me, I mean hanging out in my apartment while I work from home until this evening when I'll go out, because it's August in Madrid, which means everything's closed. Madrid is closed. There's really not a lot of work here in August, so I teach online. I've been teaching online for the whole summer, but I do have an in-person job here in Madrid that I will talk about a little later in the takeover. So I want to start the takeover with my favorite part of these ITA takeovers, which is the apartment tour, because it's like TEFL teacher cribs, and I love to see how other people live around the world and for how much. So I also really like my apartment, so I'm excited to show you guys. All right, so this is the kitchen, which is pretty big for Madrid and Spain standards. We have our washing machine in the kitchen, which is pretty typical to see. Our sweet landlord wrote this for us when we moved in. We don't have dryers in Spain typically, so we use these handy drying racks, which we'll set up in the living room or here in the hallway. They do the same thing as a dryer, eventually. And this is the bathroom, which again, pretty big for Madrid standards, but I live in a dope apartment, I told you guys, so. All right, and here is the living room, which is really cute and gorgeous. We have 2 balconies, which overlook this cute little street. I live in the city center in a neighborhood called Barrio de las Letras, which is pretty much as central as you can get. This here is my bedroom. Small, again, has everything you need. Closet, don't have one. Who needs it? I live in Spain, it's all good. And I live with 2 other English teachers. There's 1 bedroom and then there's 1 in the hallway. One is another ITA alum and the other is an auxiliar, which is someone who teaches through the government program in Spain. I don't really know very much about that, but I know a lot of Americans who are here doing that as well. Oh my God, I forgot to mention that we have air conditioning, which is amazing. This is really, really rare in Spain, which is odd considering it's so hot, especially in August. So I would be remiss if I didn't. I'm talking about air conditioning and I'm sweating because it's still expensive. I mean, you still gotta pay bills, We're living here. We are renting. We're not on vacation, is what I'm trying to say. So if you have questions about moving to Madrid, living in Madrid, the job search, the visa process, you can post them here in the box, or you can message them to this account or my personal account, and I will respond to them today throughout the takeover. I will also post a little bit about expenses, how much I'm paying for this dope pad, and how much the cost of living just kind of is here and how much you can expect to get paid. That'll all be coming because I got to get on and teach right now. So I'll see you guys in a few hours. All right, so I'm done teaching for the day and now I'm walking to the park and then I'm going to meet my friends for a drink. So I thought I'd take you guys with me. Guys, if I have any bats in the cave when I'm at this angle, just let me know, please. So a little about my background. I grew up east of Los Angeles in a city called Redlands, and then I went to college in Orange County where I studied journalism, and that's where I had been living the whole time until I moved to Madrid. I actually had no prior teaching experience before I moved here, or before my TEFL certification, really, I should say. So I decided to move to Spain before I even decided to go into teaching or to get TEFL certified. I just decided that the product manager was not really, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. It just wasn't getting me where I wanted to go. I wanted new challenges and I wanted someone that felt more like me. And I wanted to have the option to work for myself and to not work for someone else, making them rich and making myself crazy in the process. So having traveled to Spain in the past and knowing that I liked it here, I decided to move to Madrid, and then from there started researching how to move to Madrid, what to do for work in Madrid, and that's what led me to TEFL and eventually to ITA. So most recently I had been working as a product manager before I moved. I worked for a small private tech company in Irvine, like I said, doing product management, which is not at all related to journalism or to teaching. These are the French gardens at Retiro Park. So I made it to where I'm going. I'm gonna go over there in those trees and finish talking. Oh, that's my finger. How embarrassing. So I did ITA's online TEFL certification because I was still working full-time when I decided to get certified. When I decided to move to Spain, I made the decision really quickly, and I did the process really quickly. Painfully quickly, I would say. The more time you have to do it, the better. I chose the student visa option, which I will get more into visas later. I definitely recommend the student visa option, though. It is expensive. It's a pain, the process, but that's your best shot for living here legally, especially if you want to one day apply for a citizenship anywhere in the EU. That's definitely your best bet. So like I said, I did the 1-year student visa option with the Lifestyle Plus program, which is a 2-week teacher training course for people that are already TEFL certified, that ITA's partner school here in Madrid does. So after completing the teacher training program, that school sent out my resume to their contacts in Madrid, and within hours of having my resume sent out, my email was full of offers for interviews and some job offers. So I kind of got to sift through all the jobs that I wanted and pick and choose the ones that I wanted to interview for. That was in January, and this is with no teaching experience outside of my TEFL practicum and the teacher training program here in Madrid. So there are tons of jobs here. If you look for a job, you will get a job. Maybe more than one. Probably more than one. So from January until the end of June, so during the school year, I worked at a children's English academy outside of Madrid. It was about an hour commute, which is pretty typical. You can expect to commute an hour. It's not an hour like straight up in the car. It's an hour, by metro, by bus, and changing. So it's really not that bad. It's a lot better than sitting in LA traffic for an hour. That's for sure. So I accepted this job, and it was for 3 days a week, which totaled, I think 16 hours a week. With your student visa, you are limited to working 20 hours legally. There are some loopholes, ways around it. Some places will pay you under the table, even though they require you to be here legally, which is kind of sweet, actually. I wish my job did that. They didn't. They made me pay taxes. I had to get a social security number and everything. But that's a different story. It depends on your job, really. Also, working online, I was doing that to supplement my in-person job the whole time that I've been here. And that is through like American companies and your American bank account. So that doesn't really have anything to do with Spain or The short answer is no, it's not difficult. I know people without bachelor's degrees that have jobs here. I also know people that are non-native speakers that have jobs here. Someone else asked that question too. So it's possible to get a job without a bachelor's and without being a native speaker in Madrid. The more Spanish you know, the better. I knew a lot of people that moved here without knowing any Spanish, so it's doable to live here without knowing anything. But you do need to talk in Spanish a lot. You'd be surprised at how few people. Hi guys, these are my friends. We are all ITA alums. We met in the lifestyle program in January, Chin chin! Alright guys, so I am signing out of ITA's Instagram. Thanks for watching, especially if you made it this far. I talked a lot today. I have a lot to say. I really like Madrid. So if you have more questions about moving here, or if you want me to clarify something that I touched on, message me on my private account. I would love to help you because I know exactly how it feels to be trying to make this decision or to be unsure or just trying to get as much information as you can. So message me. Pinche nota. Thanks guys. Hasta luego.